Hi, so my lesson today is a second grade math lesson on comparing two three-digit numbers by using place values. So by using the hundreds, tens, and ones place to see which number is bigger, and by using the symbols for greater than, less than, and equal to. So to start off the lesson, I have this little figure. It looks like Pac-Man, but I'm calling him Greater Man because he likes to eat big numbers or numbers that are greater than the other number. So we can see that his mouth will face towards the bigger number. And then I've also created smaller ones for the students to use during their independent work to help them figure out what symbols to use. I also have this sheet as a reminder that they're going to be told that they can cut out and paste into their math notebooks as a reference sheet. So they're going to be given a worksheet, which looks like this. So they're going to have to write their name and use both words, either greater, less than, or equal to, and the appropriate symbols. So for those students who may have trouble with the English language, we're also going to be using some hand gestures, right? So we know that our hand that makes the L would be less than, and then the other one would be greater than, and then we can use this for equal to. So there's going to be a lot of student participation, and I hope that you enjoy my lesson. So my second graders for today are going to be my husband, Robert, and my son, Zachary, who's 8 years old and in the 3rd grade. So good morning, class.
Good morning, Miss Siskin.
So I would like everyone to turn their attention to the board and look at our aim for today. So our aim for today is how can we compare two three-digit numbers using our knowledge of place values. So I'm going to introduce my friend to you. I know he looks like Pac-Man, but his name is Greater Man because he likes to eat big numbers or numbers that are greater than other numbers. So if I have these two numbers, 9 and 1, which one of these numbers is Greater Man gonna want to eat? Does somebody want to show me what direction he should be facing? Zachary, thank you.
He should be eating the 9 because it's greater than 1.
Yeah, so we use this symbol. So if we remember, we read from left to right, and we say that 9 is greater than 1. But today we're going to be looking at three-digit numbers. So if I have a three-digit number, and I want to look at place values, who can come up to the board and show me the place values of this three-digit number? Zachary, thank you. Oh, can you write it for us, please? Everyone's eye should be on Zachary. So Zachary wrote down that this is a hundreds place, this is a tens place, and this is the ones place. Does everyone see that? Okay, so now if we want to compare this number to another number, I'm going to write it here. So who can read this number for me? We haven't heard from Robert. So Robert, can you please read that number for us?
Which number?
This number, Robert.
That is 987.
987, very good. So now we want to decide which of these numbers Greater Man is going to eat. I don't know. So where should we look first? Zachary?
100.
Yes, we should look at the hundreds place first. And if we look at the hundreds place of both numbers, they are both, Zachary?
The same.
They're both the same. They're both 9. So now where should I look next if I want to figure out? Yes, thank you. But next time, raise your hands. We look at the tens place. So we see that 977 has 7 in the tens place, and 987 has an 8 in the tens place. So 8 is bigger than 7. So which of these numbers would Greater Man want to eat? 987 or 977, Zachary?
987.
Yes, 987 because it is bigger. So we're going to make our little symbol here. So 977 is less than 987. So now I have a question for the class. I have these two numbers. I am going to ask you right now to quietly turn and talk to your partner to decide which one of these numbers greater man is going to want to eat. So turn and talk to your partner. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. So Zachary, what did you and your partner come up with? What number is greater man going to want to eat?
Greater man is going.
Mm-hmm.
Greater man's gonna want to eat none of them
Why?
because they're both the same number.
Yes.
None of them are less than or equal than.
Exactly. So what Zachary pointed out is that if we look at the hundreds place, they both have a 1. If we look at the tens place, they both have a 5. And if we look at the ones place, they both have a 0. So 150 is equal to 150. So a good way for us to remember these symbols, greater than, less than, and equals to, is to make these little gestures with our hands. So can everyone make an L with their hands? Good. So can you raise your hand of the one that makes an L? Raise your hand up. Good. So L, if we remember, stands for less than. Good. So that means your other hand must stand for greater than. And we could do this to stand for equals to. Very good. So we're going to try to remember that. So now we're going to move into some independent work. I'm going to be passing you guys out some worksheets to do. I first am going to give you this reference sheet to help you remember the symbols. So can somebody please pass these out to their classmates? May I have a volunteer? Thank you, Zachary. Zachary's going to pass this out to his classmates. And let's everybody get out our math notebooks and a pencil to write down our homework. So your homework is to cut out your symbols and paste them into your math notebook. Okay, I love how Robert is writing quietly. So everyone should be writing down their homework. Thank you. So let's give a thumbs up. Are we all done writing? Okay, so now that you have your reference sheet, you can keep it in front of you or you can put it in your folder. It's up to you. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is giving out little greater mans to each student. So can I have a volunteer to give these out? Zachary, thank you. Everyone should have one greater man. Okay, so now that you have your greater man, you can take him and point his mouth in the direction of the bigger number when you're working on your worksheet. So this is the worksheet that you're going to be doing. So let's everyone put their listening ears on. The first thing we want to do is put our name on the top of the paper. And then what we're going to do is write the words either greater, less, or equal. And we're going to use the matching symbol. So they gave us an example here that 731 is greater than 684, and they use the symbol for greater than. So does anyone have any questions about what we're doing before we start? Yes, Robert, what is your question?
what are we supposed to do?
Okay, so Zachary, can you repeat the instructions for Robert? I don't think he was paying attention.
You're supposed to find out which number is greater or less than, and then the one that is greater than, you make Pac-Man eat in a position and trace the line down.
Yes, very good. But the first thing we should be doing is writing our name on top of the paper. Very good. So can I have a volunteer to give out these worksheets to your classmates? Yes, Zachary, thank you once again. Okay, so now that everyone has their worksheet, we should all be writing our names on top of our worksheet. Okay, and I am going to be coming around to see how you're doing and to help you. So please raise your hand if you have any questions. Okay, so we should all be working independently. Okay, so I see you're doing a great job, Zachary. So how did you decide that 342 is less than 564? How did you figure that out?
The hundredth place is bigger, and the tenth place is also bigger, and the ones place is also bigger.
Right, so the first thing that you did that I can see is you looked in your hundredths place to see that the 5 was bigger than the 3. So you're doing a really good job. So can you write the matching symbol there too? Because we need the word and the symbol.
Yeah.
Okay. I see Robert's doing a nice job of moving his grader man to help him do his work. Okay, so I'm going to take a look to see how Robert is doing. So Robert, how did you figure out the first problem? How did you figure out that 342 was less than 564?
Because the greater man is eating the 564
Yes.
because of the first digit.
Yes, and what place value is that, Robert?
The 100.
Very good.
Yes.
So greater man's mouth is open to the bigger number. So I think you guys are doing really well. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of more minutes to finish your sheets, okay? And then we'll come back together. So if everyone could, we're going to give me a thumbs up when you're finished. So everyone's finished. Very good. So now we're going to see how well we did on our worksheets. So our first number here, we had 342 and 564. So Zachary, can you come up and show us the appropriate symbol that you used? And can you read this for us? How would we read this?
342 is less than 564.
Very good. Robert, do you agree with Zachary? Give a thumbs up. Perfect. So our next problem was 123. And then the next number was 213. So Robert, we haven't heard from you in a while. So can you tell us what you got for number 2? What answer did you get?
I have 123 is greater than 213.
So Robert's saying 123 is greater than 213. Do we agree with Robert? Thumbs up or thumbs down? So Zachary disagrees. So why do you disagree, Zachary?
I disagree because the 100th place is bigger and the 100th place is the worth the most. So it would still be less than.
Yeah, so Zachary brought up a very important point. The hundreds place has the most value in a 3-digit number. So therefore, he's saying that 123 is also less than 213. So does everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, so our
Yes.
next problem was similar to one we did. We have 159 and 159. So Robert, would you like to try this one? What answer did you get for number 3?
I have equal.
Yes, equal. Okay, and how did you figure out that these numbers were equal?
Because 159 is the same as 159.
are all the place values the same?
Yes, all the place
Yes,
values are the
Right,
same.
we have the same hundreds value, the same tens value, and the same ones value. So let's see what we had for number 4. We had 254 and 256. So Zachary, can you write the symbol for what you did for this problem? Okay, and can you read this for the class?
254 is less than 256.
Yes, and what place value did you have to go to figure this one out?
We had to go to the ones place because the 25 and 25 are both there, 2, 5, 2, 5. But if you notice, there's a change 4 and 6.
Yes, you're right. It's very small because this is only 2 bigger, but it is bigger. So our next problem was 475 and 464. So who thinks that this is greater than? Who thinks this is greater than? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, so you guys are saying that it is greater than, and you're correct. 475 is greater than 464 if we look at our tens place. And now our last problem, we have 852 and 752. Who would like to come up to the board? Zachary. And can you also write, how would we say this in words? How would we?
852 is more than 752.
Right, it's greater than 752. So if everyone could please pass up their worksheets, I'm going to collect them and I'm going to be assessing them. Thank you very much. So I have your worksheets. Everyone should have their homework, and I want everyone to take their little greater man manipulatives home with them. So this can help you with your homework when you're doing this, so you guys can keep this. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to do a review and make sure you guys understand our symbols that we did. So we have, okay, so I would like you to call out together when I point to the symbol. So what does this mean? Everyone together.
It means
It means greater
greater
than.
than,
Greater
and
than.
then less than, and then equal than.
Okay, let's see. Does Robert agree with that?
I agree.
Okay. So now with your hands, let's remember our hand gestures. Can you show me greater than? Greater than. You both agree. And how about less than? And you also both agree. And how about equals to? Okay, great. So now one last question that I have for you guys. If I have this number, who can read this number? How about you, Robert? We haven't heard from you.
111.
Yes, 111. So which of these is a hundreds place?
The first one.
The first one is the hundreds place. And then which one is the tens place?
The second one.
And how about the ones place?
The third one.
Okay, so do you agree with that, Zachary?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you guys did a really great job, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye,
Miss
Miss
Siskin.
Siskin.
Bye. Have a nice lunch.